Vicky here with you, and today I'm here to do some Bible journaling. I haven't played in this for quite a long time, actually. I think the last time was a year ago. Yeah, February 2022 I did this page, and I haven't touched this Bible since then. So I wanted to do something today, and I opened it up and came on to the Psalm 131, which is Simple Trust in the Lord, a song of ascent of David. Lord, my heart is not haughty, nor my eyes lofty, neither do I concern myself with great matters, nor with things too profound for me. Surely I have calmed and quieted my soul, like a weaned child with his mother. Like a weaned child is my soul within me. O Israel, hope in the Lord from this time forth and forever. And it really spoke to me of the simple trust in the Lord, and to just give over my life, and give over all the items that obviously I cannot take care of by myself. And you know, it's one thing to do what you can to bring things forward, but there comes a time when there's certain things that is not within your power, and you have to let go of the power and believe that he will be there to do what needs to be done. And I think this really spoke to me today. It was very appropriate. So we're gonna do something. I'm not, if you've watched the first time I did this, you will know that I'm definitely not an expert in this. I'm just starting. As I said, I've only done this one other time. Therefore, there's plenty on YouTube. Other people, there's actual books like this one, which gives inspiration on how to do Bible journaling. So I highly suggest that you, if this is something that interests you, maybe this is something that you should go and check out. Meanwhile, I figured last time I did this, people were really happy that I shared, and I thought maybe this would be the case again. I'm hoping that this washi tape is not going to tear my Bible. I just want to cover, I'm thinking of using pen pastels this time around, because I don't want, from what I read in the other book, you're not supposed to, well, you should, if you want to use wet mediums. First of all, this is a Bible that is made for journaling and for writing in. That's the goal. That's why there's these spaces for it. You can use a regular Bible as well. It's just that not everybody wants to do that. So just in case you're not into that, this is an option for you. The second thing is I'm not very patient. I had the whole conversation the last time around, because you're not supposed to use a drawing tool in a Bible, because it's not good for the paper. And so last time I did, I'm thinking I want to use this actually. This seems calm to me, more calm and more in line with this than some of the brighter colors. So we'll use that. So you're not supposed to be using a heating tool. Therefore, technically, you should just let it dry. It dries fairly quickly because the paper's so thin. But I figured if I use, first of all, I don't use my pen pastels very often, and so it's a great way of using them. And so that's what we're gonna do. And I'm just gonna have fun and play with this. Whoops. And just put some color on the paper. I put this on top because of the fact that I'm actually doing that psalm, so I don't want to be covering it. I want to put the emphasis on it, like so that it really brings the eye to that portion of the page. Okay, I'm gonna go and find a fixative because I do have, I'd like to make sure that this doesn't go on the next page, and it will if I don't do anything about it. So let's fix that and I'll be back. So I couldn't find my proper spray, so I ended up using my air spray, which is probably not the best. It is kind of dry right now, but I decided while I was out trying to find something else, I decided to use something else on top. So I got this dilution stencil, and I'm obsessed with these three colors right now: the Faded Jeans, Distress Oxide, the Broken China, as well as the Wilted Violet. So I figured I would use the combination of those on here and put a pattern, and just basically I'm playing and I'm thinking of the word of the Lord at the same time, and just reflecting on the message that was brought to me through this page. And I put my little Distress Oxide daubers into these little bags so that I don't have to clean them every single time that I use them, because otherwise I feel like it's a big waste of time and energy. And so I'm reuse always the same little pads. The same inks with the same little pads. And why this stencil? Just because it just called to me. It was a big enough stencil, and I just thought it would be nice and different from what I had done last time. I just wanted to add an extra layer and texture to the page before I started writing on it. So after I'm going to be putting my message down. Try to blend this in a bit with the other colors. Hoping I like the result at the end, but It's a way of making art and at the same time studying the Bible. So I like the fact that there was already some color on it, and I think it makes the emphasis on this, so I'm quite happy actually with the result. So I'm gonna put these away back in their little baggie. So I think we've done enough. I want to get more distress oxides. I'm loving playing with them at the moment. I don't have many. They're great as well to play with water, which I'm not going to do right now because I don't want to wet this paper. But yeah, it's they're really, really fun. And they're more muted than the regular distress oxide, the distress inks. Even though the distress inks in general are more, well, the name says it, right? They're distress, but still. So I've got this book here, which I had used to write some songs when I did a 30 inks 30 days. It was my book that I followed to write for the music that I was using as my inspiration. So I'm just gonna clean my stencil quickly with a baby wipe, and it's gonna give some sort of background on that page so that next time around I have somewhat of a page to work with. I've been putting stuff in it just so that it starts to become a junk journal basically. Okay, so then I've got my page started pretty well. I'm liking this. And I'm thinking I want to put, I'm gonna write with my pencil first just in case I mess up, but at the same time I'm not sure how easy it's gonna be to erase afterwards if I do mess up. I'm gonna have to write very lightly, I guess. I'm trying to find my eraser, which should be in here, because that's where I leave it usually. Okay, so I want I'm just putting the emphasis on the section that I really want to make big. And this is where the eraser is going to come in handy, but I'm hoping I'm not going to erase too much of the stress oxides at the same time. Okay, so I'm liking this, so I'm just gonna go over it with my fountain pen, and it's archival ink that's in there, so it's permanent ink. Just gonna have to make sure that it dries before I put my finger in it. I've been listening to a spiritual book from Florence Hubelshing, something like that. I'm probably mispronouncing her name, but she wrote back in early 1900s some spiritual books, and there's a lot of emphasis on God and trusting the Lord, and there's a whole book where she's actually making references to the Bible, and I really love it because it really highlights both of my, like, the spirituality, and that it goes with the religion as well. And if you're watching this video and you hate this with a passion, it's totally your right, but please go and watch something else. Do not you don't have to leave comments that are negative or that question my faith and what I do. It's not required. You don't have to feel that urge to do it. Keep telling my kids, not all truth needs to be said. You know, if it's hurtful for other people and they don't ask you for your opinion, or even if they do, depending on who it is that's asking, there's ways of saying stuff that will not destroy people. So you should consider that. Fortunately, the internet, people seem to find that they just have to share. And most of the time, I'm pretty sure that these people that do that wouldn't be doing that if the person was in front of them. But because it's online, they feel like they're entitled Just wanted to put it out there. Don't usually like my handwriting all that much, but I'm actually liking how this is turning out. I do want it to be a good representation of what I feel for the Lord, so I'm happy that the lettering is to my liking at the end. Okay, so trust in the Lord, and the big part that I really want to write, I'm not sure I'm going to write it in big letters though like that, is the I have calmed and quieted my soul. That part really speaks to me. And I have been working on doing that by meditating and praying and that sort of thing, but really spending time quiet, and I think that that's why it's speaking to me. So yeah, I think it's going to be that simple, nothing too fancy. This is a pen that is not very expensive. It's a Moonman, and I bought it because I wanted to have a pen that I could art in, and that I could leave the my permanent ink in, and even if it got destroyed, it wouldn't matter. And this one, which is fun, what's fun with it is because it comes with different types of nibs. So the nib now, initially I had put a fine and I hated it, but now I've got a stub nib in it, and I'm really loving playing with it. And I actually emptied this twice so far. I've had this for a few years, but it takes a while to empty it out because it's one of those barrels that you just fill with a syringe. But yeah, it's well, I'm gonna have to be careful. There's blue all over my fingers. So yeah, that's the page. I'm really liking how it turned out. I do have to erase a few little pencil marks, but I'm gonna wait until everything is totally dry. I don't want to mess this up right now, and the ink might not be totally dry, and if I put my fingers in it, because that's how I usually roll, it's gonna probably mess it up. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be writing the date, however, so we're February 1st 2023, so I'm gonna put the date in. So 01. I shouldn't have removed my glasses because how am I going to see properly? So 01 February. Let me just stamp it on something just in case, because it's happened before that I put this wrong. And then once you've stamped it, kind of stuck with the date being wrong. And here we go. So all stamped, all nice. I'm really liking this. I'm happy that I spent the time doing this. I'm hoping that this inspires you to go for it. And as I said, you can buy yourself one of those Bibles that is made for that type of study. But you can also, I have another Bible that is a smaller format and obviously is not as convenient for this type of stuff. Like, it would be a much smaller format, but I've done artwork and stuff in it, and I got it for very cheap at a thrift store. So to me, like, it doesn't matter that it's a Bible, but yes, but at the same time, you're giving your soul to the Lord. So I believe that that's all good. But everybody's his own. I wouldn't do that to a family Bible, let's just say. But even that, honestly, after this is finished, maybe this will become a family Bible, because my kids might love having the design and everything in it. So who knows, right? I will see you guys soon. I love you. Take care and see you soon. Bye.